is going down through the entire town, wreaking anarchy and all it brings. I can't sit idly, no, I can't move at all. I curse the name, the one behind it all. Discord, I'm howling at the moon and sleeping in the middle of a summer afternoon. Discord, whatever did we do to make you take our world away? Discord, are we a prey alone, or are we just a stepping stone for taking back the throne? Discord, we won't take it anymore, so take your tyranny away.
This is the Geek BAH Brent Houseman here with another My Little Pony vlog. Today we're going to go over 3 episodes that are pretty good. First we have number 17, The Stairmaster. Obvious ripoff of an exercise machine, I guess. I'm not entirely sure on the entire Stairmaster thing, but let's just move on. This episode basically has Rarity is completely engrossed in work. And so she is unable to watch over the Cutie Mark Crusaders for the night like was planned. She decides to call it off, however, she calls it off because she finds that the 3 fillies are way too rambunctious and too hard to control. So, Fluttershy, who happens to be there at the moment, offers to take them for the night. And, I mean, it's expected. Fluttershy is just this nice, kind pony, and she would want to help in any way possible. So, she agrees to take him and watch over them for the night, and it sounds like a good idea. So, she takes them, and she tries to get them to do these, like, fun, quiet things, and it's the kind of thing you'd expect from Fluttershy for, like, a sleepover party. She even does this game, let's see who can be quiet the longest, but I warn you, I'm the champ. It's funny, it's cute. However, like Rarity before her, she finds that the children are just way too hard to control. And, I mean, she figured that since she's so good with animals, she has to be good with little kids, too. But she finds that is not the case. So at night, the Crusaders end up finding out that one of Fluttershy's chickens has escaped into the Everfree Forest. They go out to retrieve the chicken to help Fluttershy, not really because they respect her or anything, but because they see it as an adventure and want to use it to help try and find their cutie marks. So Fluttershy soon finds that it's way too quiet for those 3, and discovers they're missing from their room. So she follows the hoof prints out of the house and finds that there's a big hole in the chicken fence, and that one of her chickens are missing. She finds a piece of the cape from one of the Crusaders. I forgot which one. She finds the cape attached to the fence. It had ripped. So she decides pretty much to follow them, trying to protect them and save them. So she follows their hoof prints into the forest, and eventually, as she's going through, she finds Twilight Sparkle, who has been completely petrified and turned to stone, as well as her chicken. At this point, she realizes instantly that there's a cockatrice around. Now, one thing I like about this show is that they do bring in these mythical animals, such as dragons, the manticore, cockatrice, and all that, and that's really interesting. They're not exactly the best designed, especially the cockatrice, which honestly looks goofy. But it's cool that they are bringing in these mythical creatures. So anyways, Fluttershy finds the 3 fillies and warns them that there's the danger of the cockatrice. However, they really don't listen that much, and they soon come face to face with the monster. So they're running around scared like crazy, and the cockatrice begins to turn Fluttershy into stone. However, Fluttershy decides to start fighting back and starts yelling at the cockatrice and staring at it. The cockatrice seems to be getting a little freaked out by it, but is still trying to petrify her. However, the stare gets so intense that and Fluttershy ends up just taking the cockatrice over and demanding that she reverse the spell. The cockatrice relents and obviously negates the petrification of Fluttershy, as well as Twilight and the chicken, and then it disappears. So at this point, the Crusaders pretty much basically see how Fluttershy is actually pretty cool and start to cheer for her, calling her the Stairmaster. And it goes to the next morning. Rarity comes to pick them back up after finishing all her work overnight, and she tries to get them to follow her, but they don't listen. Fluttershy just simply calls them, and they fall into line, and Rarity finds it really surprising. This episode features the song Hush Now, Quiet Now, which is first sung by Fluttershy, and then there's a rock ballad version sung by Sweetie Belle. It's a good song, but it's not amazing compared to some of the others. I feel it could have been done a little better if it had more to it. But otherwise, it was a good episode, and I really liked how Fluttershy was able to end up controlling the kids, basically through necessity. So the next episode, episode 18, is the Showstoppers. This is another Cutie Mark Crusader episode, although the last one was sort of Fluttershy involved as well. This one is more almost complete Cutie Mark. So Applejack donates her old clubhouse from her childhood to the Cutie Mark Crusaders. However, it's not in the best condition. In fact, it's downright crappy. The boards are falling apart, the windows shatter at the slightest touch. You get the idea. I mean, it's so old, it's understandable. So the Crusaders decide to fix it, and once they do, they decide that they're going to try to find more ways to find their cutie marks. However, throughout this, they try many different ways, and everyone ends up in a comical failure. So Twilight and Cheer Lee suggest that the three enter the school's talent competition. And, I mean, yes, it's a talent show episode, and it's actually not done bad at all. So the Crusaders agree that it sounds like a good idea, and decide to perform a musical number. And obviously the show is well entwined with music, so that's not a big surprise. However, each of the Crusaders wants to do something that they're not skilled in. Apple Bloom wants to dance, Sweetie Belle wants to do props and costumes, and Scootaloo wants to write and sing. Basically, they're not skilled at what they want to do. However, they want to do it to try and find their cutie marks, and, I mean, you get the idea. When they're at the show, you see the other contestants, like you see those two idiot pony kids.
Snips and Snails.
Snips and Snails, according to my brother, and it's really sad that he knows that. Well, they do this failure of a magic trick because one of them ends up eating the apple that's supposed to appear under the hat, or carrots that's supposed to appear under the hat. And it's just sad. But then the Crusaders come up and they really disastrously blunder their performance. The crowd seems really confused. However, in the end, their teacher, whoever that was, ends up giving them a prize for Best Comedy Act, which is really not what they were going for at all. However, they don't earn their cutie marks with this, but at least they won something, and it shows that they did do something. I don't know. This episode kind of confused me in what its message was supposed to be. Because, I mean, it's them going for their cutie marks, but in the end, they failed, and the only prize they got was for something they weren't even trying to do. So what's the message here?
I believe the message is never give up on your dreams.
Don't get involved. That was my brother. Just try to ignore him.
My 2 cents is better.
Anyways, the last episode I'm going to be going over for this vlog is episode 19, A Dog and Pony Show. This episode was very different, and I actually really enjoyed it. And that's really surprising considering it's a Rarity episode and I can't stand Rarity. So basically, the entire point is that there's this celebrity who comes to Rarity's shop and orders a whole bunch of dresses involving a lot of diamonds and gems. So Rarity asks Spike to help her recover gems, because Spike is good at digging them out while Rarity can find them. So they go to work and they're finding gems well. However, these diamond dogs come into the picture. Completely new creature we're introduced to. I mean, we've never seen dogs in the show so far. This show, I mean, right when you first hear one of their voices, you instantly know it's a callback to Smeagol / Gollum from Lord of the Rings. He even says, "my precious." And it's just hilarious. Especially when the target audience of the show probably would not understand the reference. So it's showing that this isn't just for the little girls. At this point, they're seeing that the bronies are becoming a big force, and they have to kind of treat them too. So anyways, the Diamond Dogs abduct Rarity and try to force her to douse for gems in their cave and all, and even dig for them. However, Rarity really doesn't want to do this, obviously, and you get the point. Well, while Spike races back to get the others to help rescue Rarity, Rarity is actually using very smart ideas to try and trick the dogs into treating her into like a royal manner. I mean, she whines a lot and she's crying, and it's hurting the dog's ears because you know dogs actually have a heightened sense of hearing. Dogs have a lot of heightened senses. But, so she's basically tricking them, and they eventually start treating her as royalty, pretty much. So Spike and the others come to save her, and they reach a bunch of holes, and there's a little, like, whack-a-mole type scene with the Diamond Dogs. And they end up getting down one of the holes with this little scene, and it's kind of funny. They're all holding on to each other's tails, flying through the hole, and you see Pinkie Pie is comically laughing and riding on Fluttershy. That's kind of funny. So they get to them, and at this point, the Diamond Dogs are pretty much telling the others, "Please take her back. We'll even give you all the gems. Just please get her away from us." And it's really funny, and it shows that Rarity isn't just this mean, what's the word? She's not just snobby and that kind of pony. You get what I'm trying to say. She's not just like that. She's actually very smart, and she's able to trick people with her wiles. And it shows a new side to her that actually I don't mind. So they leave, and the others help pull all the gems back to Ponyville. And at this point, it's revealed that Rarity, that one does not always need strength to overcome their enemies, and that sometimes brain power and that smartness and everything will work. And it's a good episode. It has a good message, and I like the entire Diamond Dogs thing, especially with the Smeagol sounding one. And, I mean, it's good. So, that's it for now. I have seen the next episode, episode 20, but we don't have the time to go over that. I have not seen 21 and on, though. So, with my next review, I will go over 20, 21, and 22. And after that, I'm going to go over 23 and 24, and then I'm going to do a season end special vlog, going over 25 and the season finale of 26. So, for now, this is the Geek BAH and Fluttershy, signing off for now. See you next time.